what the mission of the fund is, and if you choose, how you can help support the fund and how our agents are helping support the fund. So if somebody could just type in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. I'm in a remote location and I just want to make sure everything's working correctly. Fabulous. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks to the other Schmidt trainer, my twin, and thanks, Reese. Appreciate it. Okay, so if you want to know more about the Schmidt Community Fund, it is schmidtcommunityfund.org. And thanks to JD, who keeps this updated for us. Anytime we get an amazing thank you from one of the charities we support, a photograph of amazing children that maybe benefited from one of our donations, JD keeps us updated. He also keeps it updated for our donors. So if you are one of our current donors, we really appreciate it. And you'll find your name on our donor list found over here. So it really is what it is, says it right on the screen. Together we can do more, right? One person can't really have an impact sometimes, but together collectively, we really can have an impact. And our impact has been huge. So let's switch gears just real quick and talk about that impact. And then we'll go back to about the mission of the fund. So like I mentioned, the fund started in November of 2019, 4-year anniversary. Since November 2019, the Schmidt Community Fund has given out donations almost $500,000, guys. That's huge. $469,576.44. That's amazing. The fund has taken in, through donations from our agents and donations from our staff, $544,563. That's absolutely fantastic. That is just our agents and our staff. That's not grants. That's not anything that we went out to the community to ask for. That's solely donations from our Schmidt family of companies. Pretty fantastic. You may have seen our newsletter. It goes out the first Thursday of the month. The Schmidt Community Fund has $1 million challenge. So on or in 2027, which is our 100th anniversary of the Schmidt family of companies, nuts. 100 years, that's nuts. So we have $1 million challenge. We want to raise $1 million for the Schmidt Community Fund by 2027. We're over halfway there. That's pretty fantastic. And we have 4 more years. We can easily double the amount of money that we've been able to take in and also start giving out more money in our communities in which we operate. Of that $544,563, our staff have donated $30,205. And that's done through our payroll deductions. So it's pre-tax. And you guys are able to sign up for that if you choose. Now, we know everybody does great things in their communities, right? You may have a pet charity. You may have a veterans charity. That's okay. You do not have to donate to the Schmidt Community Fund. We just want to let you know that it is available. So all of those charities are great charities, but the mission of the fund really is about the children in our communities. It's about the education for our children. It's about toys. It's a popular time of year, right, for Toys for Tots and the holidays. It's food banks for our families. It's sports for the physical part of our child's upbringing. It has all to do with the children in our communities. So back to schmidtcommunityfund.org, you'll see in the about who we are, get in touch, and how to request funding. And then you'll be able to see the recipients and the donors. So just real quick on the About Us, it explains a little bit about the Schmidts and their history, almost 100 years, crazy. And then it explains a little bit about the Schmidt Community Fund. And it really is about helping people with their education, like I mentioned, so they have skills necessary to realize their potential, laying the foundation for a life full of opportunities. Now, we know that's all encompassing, right? The children in our communities have to be supported by the adults in their communities as well. So if you have a charity that talks to you a lot, that maybe you volunteer at, maybe you've donated your own funds for, and you're not quite sure if it fits the mission of the fund, just reach out. We can talk through those things because sometimes they do fit the mission, sometimes they don't, and that's okay. Sometimes that we have a request that doesn't fit the mission of the fund, but it's really important to the Schmidt family of companies. So the real estate side of the business may be able to help. So don't hesitate to reach out if there's a need in your community. Now, some of the great recipients that we've been able to give to in the past are, you can see right here, the Flagler County Education Foundation, Valerie's House, which helps grieving children. Super fantastic charity that we're able to support. We also support Michael's Place here in Traverse City, which is a lot like Valerie's House. They have the same mission about helping our grieving children. The Heiser Foundation, which helps veterans and their families, their children. We have things like the Kalkaska Festival of Trees. The fund was able to donate bikes for children in need. So you'll see that there's a laundry list of recipients. These aren't all of them, but these are a majority of what the fund has been able to support in the past. So take a look. If you've never been to schmidtcommunityfund.org, highly encourage you to go there and check it out. You'll also see our donors list here. Now, we do update this probably every 6 months or so. We try to do it every quarter, but time flies when you're having fun. But at least twice a year, we do update the donor list. So our agents, if they donate through their closings, and we'll talk about that in a moment, or you yourself as staff, if you donate through payroll, we do keep our donor list updated because we're super grateful for the support that our donors show the fund. Because as you can see, the fund is supported solely by the Schmidt family of companies through our amazing agents and staff and their donations. Now, if you head over to schmidtresources.com and you go into the region in which you sit, you will see a Schmidt Community Fund square somewhere. I think it's in the ASC square, come to think of it. So if you go into your ASC square, get Schmidt done as our passcode, and then scroll down. Schmidt Community Fund right here, you're going to find your form. So if you choose to donate through payroll, you can, it's an option. You just fill out this form, get it out to Michelle if you're in Michigan, get it out to Becky if you're Ohio, Florida, or USVI, and you can start donating through your payroll deductions if you choose. You can choose a dollar amount, $5 a pay period, $10 a pay period. If you choose to donate to the fund, that is an option. And that's where you can find that form. It's a PDF form. Now for our agents, if they'd like to donate, they can do that through their closings. Let me switch my form here. Here's the form. They can do that through their closings. Now, this is part of our agent onboarding packet. So when they first sign up with us, they have this option. A lot of agents donate $10 per closing. That really adds up, as you can see from the $544,000 that we've been able to raise. So agents can choose to donate per closings if they want. We have some agents that close a lot of units, and they donate, of course, in other places in their communities as well. So they just choose to donate a flat amount every year, and we can take those donations as well. So a lot of different ways that our agents and staff can support the Schmidt Community Fund. Now, if you have a charity that you work with, maybe you sit on the board, maybe you volunteer, maybe you were able to donate a monetary amount to them, and you want the fund to support them, you can go to schmidtcommunityfund.org and find the request application form. It's pretty simple. Name, the date that you're submitting it, your requesting program name, the focus of the program, and the dollar amount that you're asking for. Now, this part trips a lot of people up, and it says you must be able to match this request. The fund doesn't ask for a for dollar match. It can be. Maybe you donated $100 to the food bank and you're asking for us to match that. That could be it. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a monetary match. It could be that you volunteer your time. It could be that you are sitting on the board. It could be any of those things as well. For example, we had somebody did a chili cook-off to raise funds for their local food bank. They raised $300. They asked the fund to match that. That was a for dollar match. We've had other people that volunteer their time. For example, Valerie's house, volunteer time there as a volunteer to work with the children. So they asked for a monetary donation in lieu of the hours that they've been helping out with that charity. Those things count as well. So don't let that dollar amount trip you up either. And then just simply the reason that you're requesting that monetary amount. So again, we've been able to support a lot of different charities, all the way from Marquette, Michigan, down to St. Croix in the USVI. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have a question about a charity that may be supported through the fund. We know it's that time of year, right? Thanksgiving is in a week, and then we have the holidays right after that. There's a lot of charities in need this time of year, so don't hesitate to reach out. Now, the standing fund board meeting is the second Tuesday of every month. So we take all of the requests in at that time. The board goes over all of the requests and they donate out where they're able to and what fits the mission of the fund. If you have a request that's more timely, which this time of year they usually are, right? Christmas is, I don't even know, like 39 days away. So if it's more timely and you can't wait for the next meeting, which would be December 14th, when you send over this request, just let me know. Just say, hey, I know your next board meeting is not to the 14th, but we really are requesting these funds to be given out prior to that because there's an event or there's a giveaway or there's a food bank in need. we take these offline as well, and the board is able to either confirm or work through those requests outside of the cadence of their board meeting. So don't hesitate to reach out. Like I said, no question is a silly question. So back to our website, schmidtcommunityfund.org. Highly recommend, if you've not been there, check it out. Read about what the fund is able to do in our communities. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. If your agents want to donate, we do that through their closings, or they can do a one-time donation if they choose. And staff are able to do it through payroll deductions if you choose. Now, staff, if you wanted to do a one-time donation, that's okay too. Because it's a 501c3, we do send out our tax letters every January, February, depending on when we can get them together, because it is tax deductible donations, because we are an actual 501c3. So we do send out those tax letters if you are donating to the fund as well. So of course, doing good and giving to our children in our communities is really good, but you also get a little bit of a tax break on the other side as well. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. We have the Amazing $1 Million Challenge out. We're over halfway there. We have 4 years left. We're pretty confident we're going to surpass that goal. And we just want to continue to give back to the communities in which we operate, from all the way from Marquette, Michigan, down to St. Croix, through Ohio and Florida too. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, but I'll go ahead and pause here and see if you guys wanted to unmute or type in the chat box with any questions. The question was, can we choose what charity we would like our donations to go to, or does it get divided? So that's a great question. Just administratively, it is definitely not earmarked for a charity. If you wanted to do a one-time donation, you could do that and then ask for that matching fund from the charity. And if it fits the mission of the fund and we have the funds and able to donate, we could do it that way. But if you're donating, like say through payroll, it's really hard administratively to keep track dollar per dollar of where those go, but we can do it in the form of a match request. Yes, the commitment form can be sent. There's a couple different forms, so let me show those again here. If you're requesting funding, you'll see right here, give@schmidtcommunityfund.org. Your agents can send this over to the regional commission specialist if the agent wants to donate through closings. And staff, if you want to donate, you can either send it directly over to HR, Michelle in Michigan, Becky in Ohio and Florida, or you can send it to give@schmidtcommunityfund.org. Little secret, that goes to me. So if you send it to there, I will get it and I'll get it over to HR and they can get that set up. Couple different places to send the form. If you send it to myself or the give@schmidtcommunityfund.org, I will make sure it gets in the right spot. Great questions. Any other questions? We'll give it just another moment. Of course, if you have questions after the fact, you head over to schmidtcommunityfund.org and you're like, I think I have a charity that maybe fits, and then they really have a need. Don't hesitate to reach out. Like I said, we can talk through those. That's all I see for today. Appreciate your time. Of course, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. I'll be sipping mimosas in my jammies, not at work. Hope that you guys are spending time with family and friends too. So of course we won't have BlueSync. We'll be back at it the following week. I appreciate your time today. Thanks so much to everyone. Have a great holiday. Bye now.